Frontier Colony Epsilon-9. I have investigated dead worlds before derelict mining stations drifting in orbit around red dwarfs, terraforming projects abandoned mid-cycle, colonies wiped out by plague, by famine, by their own stupidity. None of it surprised me anymore. But when our survey cruiser pierced the atmosphere of Epsilon-9 and the human settlement appeared below, intact and humming with power, I felt something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Unease, Commander Shiren said Talbek from navigation, his 3 eyelids flickering independently as he studied the readings. Power grid is active. Agricultural domes functional. Atmosphere processors stable. And communications. I asked. Silent. Of course, they were. Humans had been part of the Interstellar Compact for barely 50 cycles. They were classified as cooperative, technologically innovative, socially chaotic, but ultimately harmless. Harmless. The word echoed in my mind as we descended. The colony sprawled across the plains in neat hexagonal sectors. Solar towers gleamed. Wind turbines turned lazily. A river cut through the western side, redirected through irrigation channels. It looked peaceful until we saw the field. Commander, whispered Sierra. The northern perimeter was wrong. Shapes lay scattered across the open terrain. Hundreds of them, massive, twisted, piled atop one another like discarded tools after a war. Pilot, I said quietly. Full perimeter sweep before landing. The camera feeds resolved. And we all stopped speaking. The creatures were enormous, quadrupeds with elongated torsos, armored backs covered in crystalline. Some had multiple mauls. Others bore spine tails longer than transport trucks. Many were partially disintegrated, some bisected cleanly. Others looked as though something had exploded inside them. They are not indigenous, Sarah said, voice trembling. Epsilon-9's bioscan shows no macropredators above 2 meters. These are 6, Talbek whispered. Minimum 50, 100, 200, 300. The bodies formed a ring around the colony like a macabre barricade, and still not a single human corpse in sight. Life signs. I demanded inside the central habitation core. Approximately 30 colony manifest lists. 327 humans, I said. Silence fell. We landed. The air smelled of ozone and iron and something acidic. I stepped down first. The nearest creature lay 10 meters from the landing zone. Its hide was layered in natural armor plates, each plate thick enough to deflect small arms. Except something had punched straight through the chest cavity. Clean, deep, circular, kinetic, extremely high velocity. Humans are restricted from heavy military rail systems. Yes, they are. Crater patterns in the soil indicated shaped explosive charges. Scorch marks revealed directed plasma arcs. Long trenches had been dug and reinforced with metal plating. Someone had prepared for war. Someone had learned quickly. The central hub doors were open. Waiting, a human stepped out before I could announce ourselves. She was tall, broad-shouldered, dark hair tied back. Her clothing, once white lab attire, was stained brown and black. She looked exhausted and calm. Oh, good, she said. Compact finally noticed. We went quiet. She extended her hand. I'm Dr. Lena Morales, acting governor. I stared at her hand before gripping it gently. Her grip tightened. Hart, what happened here? I asked. She glanced over her shoulder at the fields. They came through the sky. They emerged from atmospheric distortions. No warning. First wave took out our long-range Second wave hit the power relays. How many? I asked. Roughly 1,200 total. And you had 300 colonists. Had, she corrected gently. How did you survive? Engineering, said a younger human, and anger. They showed us the workshop, mining lasers on reinforced turrets, industrial drills converted into rotary cannons, pesticide dispersal systems converted into neurotoxin emitters. You weaponized your crop sprayers. Seta asked D. We refined the compounds. Another human said cheerfully. Turns out the native fungus produces a paralytic when concentrated. On another table sat a rail-assisted launcher made from mining magnets and transport rails. That's what made the clean puncture wounds, Lena said. We call it the spear. You built a mass driver from agricultural infrastructure. E whispered. We were motivated. The siege lasted 19 days. Wave after wave. They fell back, reinforced, adapted, traps were set, corridors funneled creatures into kill zones, crossfire nests mounted on grain silos. They weren't intelligent, just persistent. And you? I asked. We are very persistent. On the 12th day, the largest creature appeared, 8 meters tall, projecting a corrosive mist. It broke through 2 defensive lines, killed 47 humans in one push. How did you stop it? I asked quietly. We dropped a grain silo on it, said the young engineer, filled with ammonium nitrate. Mostly. On day 19, the sky distortion pulsed again, spatial, tear above the northern field. More creatures moving behind it. We decided we didn't want more, Lena said calmly. They converted fusion regulators into energy, mounted them on mobile carriers, and drove them straight toward the anomaly. 8 volunteers. All 8 casualties. Portal collapsed. Remaining creatures hunted down. Survivors 30. Hostiles eliminated. All dimensional anomaly neutralized. Human designation changed. Adaptive. Resource conversion capable. Extreme escalation potential when threatened. If 30 humans could do this, what could 30 million do? 30 billion. We had welcomed humanity as equals. Perhaps that was our first mistake. Not hostile, not seeking conquest. But if the universe gives them a reason, they will adapt. And when done, make coffee and wait for the next one.